Warning. As per viewer request, a yellow triagonal sign exactly like the one in the corner right now indicates that NSFW is heading your way. Violence, drugs and sexual themes count as NSFW, but swearing does not. Depending on the context, the F word can count.
This mailbox is mine and this triagonal sign.
Hello and welcome back to Award Day Trivia. I'm your host Boris Anderson. Tonight, our contestants are Caillou Anderson, a man named Stanley, and Vaporon, the Bubble Jet Pokémon. The rules are the same as always. No explanation needed unless you didn't see the first episode. Question 1. How many types of Pokémon are there?
Is the answer 17?
That is incorrect. The answer is not 17. Go back to Gen 5. Minus 1 point for Caillou.
Stanley's answer was bucket.
That is incorrect. The question was asking for a number. Minus 1 point for Stanley.
The answer is 18. I know because I am a Pokémon.
That is correct. 1 point for Vaporon. Question 2. What voice has been used more than once in Reward Day Trivia excluding commercials?
Is the answer Rick?
Nice try. I see you tried to cheat the system by saying my voice. Your score remains unchanged.
Stanley's answer was bucket.
That is incorrect. Bucket isn't even a voice. Minus 1 point for Stanley.
Don't both me and your idiot daughter have Sally as our voices?
That is correct. Both female Vaporon and Rosie are voiced by Sally. 1 point for Vaporon. Question 3. What is the quadratic formula?
Stanley's answer was bucket.
That is incorrect. Buckets have nothing to do with algebra. Minus 1 point for Stanley.
Is the answer negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a?
That is correct. You can solve second-degree polynomials very well. 1 point for Caillou. Question 4. What country do French fries come from?
Stanley's answer was bucket.
That is incorrect. Bucket isn't even a country. Minus 1 point for Stanley.
Is the answer Belgium?
That is correct. Even though they have French in their name, they actually come from Belgium. 1 point for Caillou. Question 5. What is Melsbacksfriend's first name in real life?
Stanley's answer was bucket.
That is incorrect. Who in their right mind would name their child Bucket? Minus 1 point for Stanley.
Is the answer Benjamin?
That is correct. Although, he prefers to be called Ben. 1 point for Caillou. It is now time for commercial break.
Zanchi, cheat logs, informed me that someone was using Pokemon mods, online.
This has been happening a lot more than usual lately. We need to come up with additional ways to discourage cheating.
Hello, I'm Pokemon2++. I just wanted to say that it's been psychologically proven that people are less likely to cheat online in Pokemon if they have real living Pokemon. Now who is the offender?
Puppy, Sprout the TMC0M8U570, R.
Kinda weird that it's my sister, but I'll just give her real living Pokemon anyway.
I am constipation really bad. No.
We have a solution for you. His name is the Japanese poop guy. When he does the bring back national deck cheer, you will shit a mountain.
Poopy poopy everywhere, poopy poopy in my underwear, poopy poopy here it comes.
For more info, visit https://poopguy.jp.
File the previous commercial described how you can shit a mountain. This one describes how you can jizz a fountain. Introducing Junichi, Masda's Helba Mystica Sandwich Shop. Time for me to eat this sandwich to demonstrate. These restaurants are everywhere in Paldia.
Question 6. What is so vital for humans to consume that they can only go 3 days without it?
Stanley's answer was bucket.
That is incorrect even though I use Go animate logic to make cocaine by crushing buckets. Am I addicted? Yes. Do I need drugs to live? No, -1 point for Stanley.
I think I'm with Stanley on this one because I feel like I can live without stealing your drugs.
That is incorrect. Just because someone in my family says it instead of some office worker with a bucket fetish doesn't mean it's true. -1 point for Kaylu.
The answer is water. I know because it's even more vital for us water types.
That is correct. 1 point for Vaporon. Question 7. Which contestant here today is the only one that I know how to pronounce the name of?
Stanley's answer was bucket.
That is incorrect. That stupid bucket that you have that I should turn into cocaine isn't even a contestant. -1 point for Stanley.
Is the answer Vaporon?
That is incorrect. I know you were just intentionally mispronouncing her name because characters with poly voices like you know how it's pronounced. -1 point for Kaylu.
I heard Caillou being pronounced like Kaylu and Vaporeon being pronounced like Vaporon, so therefore it is Stanley.
That is correct. 1 point for Vaporon. Question 8. What item is really good for Eevee?
Stanley's answer was bucket.
That is incorrect. The answer is not energy powder. I counted your answer as that because energy powder is just cocaine for Pokémon. -1 point for Stanley.
The answer is an Everstone. It will prevent your Eevee from becoming a disgusting bootleg Zora like the one in this room.
That is both incorrect and very insulting to Vaporon to call her disgusting and compare her to a Zelda character. -1 point for Kaylu.
The answer is a water stone. It blesses Eevee with human compatibility. I'm also very offended by what Caillou said about me.
That is correct. 1 point for Vaporon. Question 9. Will Stanley's answer be something other than bucket?
Stanley's answer was bucket.
That is incorrect. I asked a yes or no question. -1 point for Stanley and +1 to both Kaylu and Vaporon. It is now time for the bonus question. This time if you answer correctly and your score is positive, 4 points will be awarded. Negative and incorrect is 4 points taken away. Positive and incorrect is final score of -3. Negative and correct is final score of 3. Today's bonus question is, what is the name for a large cylindrical container for liquids, usually made of plastic or galvanized steel?
Is the answer what Stanley has been saying all this time?
That is correct. 4 points for Vaporon.
Stanley was so angry that he turned Vaporeon into sushi and ate her.
Just for that, you are losing an additional point. Due to Go Animate logic, Vaporon will respawn for her reward day. Also, since Kaylu was very rude earlier, I'm giving Melsbacksfriend permission to make a grounded video of him. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next episode.